Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Ben. If you like what you see, click the subscribe button now. So, we'll be reacting to one of my mates. He's a react channel, but he also tells the truth, and the truth that most people don't want to hear. So, we're reacting to my mate. His name on YouTube is StaffyKtv. If you like his content, link for his channel in the description below. Go subscribe to him. So, his whole channel is based around reacting to, as far as I can see, reacting to things like rap culture and the people within that rap culture. So you've got people like the Island Boys. He's reacted to them. I won't do that video today, obviously, because I need to do more research into the Island Boys, but he does a lot of different topics that a lot of YouTubers won't touch, which he does. I appreciate that. This is a positive react. If at any stage you don't like what I say, what he says, do not go over to his channel and leave any bad comments. It's vice versa. This is a calm, happy reaction. Alright, so the video we're going to react into of his, and he's given me permission, is Elon Musk predicts Twitter will die. And he wrote, and it must be good for you. It might be good for you. So we're going to react to this video of StaffyKtv, and when you sort of listen to what he said, let's get into it. I always have merch in the description below. Click on that if you want to help support this channel. Let's get into it.
Hello, welcome back to StaffyKtv. I'm your host, Staffy K, and today we are going to be talking about Twitter and how it's quickly becoming one of the world's biggest memes.
I love you! I love you!
Alright, so Twitter is fast becoming one of the world's biggest memes.
I gotta admit, I do love his avocado. Is that a onesie on the back of his chair, or is that like a hoodie? Let me know what you think it is. And his Hello Kitty, and his computer. I wonder what graphics card that is. I'm getting off topic here. I have to admit, yes, Twitter's becoming a meme. So the way I look at it is Elon Musk, in my opinion, is a child with billions and billions of dollars in his bank account. But let's go with the video. Internet's buffering.
And unfortunately, what happens to all memes?
They die.
They die eventually, and it feels like a kind of a slow death for Twitter, and it's sad because it feels like everyone really wants it to happen.
Myself included. I think I've probably posted a tweet probably 3 times in my whole life on Twitter. The reason why that is don't tend to like it. As a social media and a content influencer such as myself, my whole platform has been on YouTube. It always has been, and it always will be. And I've never really wanted to get into Twitter, only because I don't like the whole controversial side of Twitter. And obviously now that Elon Musk owns it, I think Twitter's going to hell in a handbag, which is pretty much what old mate here is saying.
Really does. Every time you go into, you click into some news about Twitter, people are kind of excited to hope. They're hoping. You can feel that there's some hope that Twitter is gonna die tomorrow or tonight. Something else is gonna.
I really like his editing. He if you go back just a second. Hang on. All right, ready?
Feel that there's some hope that Twitter is gonna die.
See how he said there's hope that Twitter is going to die. I love how when he edited, he actually put in this kid praying for hope.
Tomorrow or tonight, something else is going to happen, and it'll be wiped off the face. Face of the planet, and maybe they're hoping for it because they're addicted to it, you know, because a lot of these people that are talking about it are media elites or news anchors or whatever. And I feel like these people spend a lot of their lives on Twitter. Whereas for me, it's something I pick up and go, no, who fucking cares? And I put it back down again. So Elon Musk recently bought Twitter. He paid $44 billion for it.
But didn't he want to back out of buying Twitter, but then was forced into paying that money for Twitter?
Even though the market share price was only $25 billion.
So you overpaid for
So it seems like a bit of a crazy thing that he did. So I saw this text message where Elon was asking for money from a friend, and they'd said $1 billion would be fine. And then Elon had said, how about $2 billion? You know, and then the guy put in and, you know, and said, if you think it's worth $2 billion, then I'm happy to do that. I bet he's kicking himself right now, you know. So basically what's going on over there is Twitter loses about $4 million a day. And Elon needed a quick way to fix that problem. So with advertising not being enough, he decided to introduce this thing called Twitter Blue, which was basically a verification tick next to the name that we normally see next to celebrities or people that you know. It tells us that they're real. So it was an interesting move for him to try and implement this, because it means that anybody could be verified. Elon wanted Twitter supposedly because he wanted to bring back free speech to America. But I actually believe that he wanted
free speech back to America. I have more on that, but just
wanted Twitter to develop something similar to WeChat, which he's talked about being this amazing app that he wants. But he can't bring it to America. It's a Chinese-owned app, and so he wants to make his own version of it. I'm not sure if he wanted to use Twitter itself or if he just wanted to use Twitter to develop another app, so that he could make this app like WeChat, which is basically everything in one. So he was urging people to pay for this Twitter Blue, which was originally $20, and then he dropped it to $8 American. People weren't happy with that at all. I'm not actually sure that he'd thought it through, because
he most definitely didn't. Because I've kind of been reading up on this whole Twitter news and Elon Musk. It sounds like he's kind of gone in head first without thinking about the repercussions, such as I'm pretty sure at one stage he was letting off so many staff, which in my opinion is actually not a good decision. And obviously there's reasons to why that is, but I don't think he's thought much into this. He's just jumped the gun a little bit with this Twitter.
If you just think about that for a second, $8, and you can be basically as important and relevant as a celebrity. I can see some problems straight away. And I'm unsure as to why Elon didn't see these problems, because everyone was thinking there's got to be a way he's thought 2 steps ahead of us, right? Because he's a billionaire, you know. He owns SpaceX and Tesla. The man goes to the moon every weekend or whatever the fuck he does. People were very quick to respond to Elon and in saying that they weren't going to pay for it. Why would we pay for something we've always had for free? What's so good about it now just because you run it? And Elon came back and said that you'll be treated like spam, basically, if you aren't verified, which is really rough to say, I think, you know.
I think what he's done there is kind of like, or what he potentially could be doing, it's actually going to make more users not want to use the app. So he's in his mind, he's actually fixing what's wrong, but in actuality, he's actually ruining what it already is there. He should have just left it at you verified if you're a certain person or celebrity, like Staffy just like said, you know, like he's fixing something that isn't exactly broke as of now.
Like, so he basically said, even on the comment section, you won't even show up. Like, you'll be right down the bottom with all the other, you know, irrelevant people, you know. And the way he said it too, it sounded really mean, you know, because there's a lot of people that can't pay $8, but they're also not the type of people who would be on Twitter. And I think that's where he missed the mark, because sure, if you're a billionaire, you're on Twitter all the time, and $8 probably doesn't mean anything to you. But if you're like everyone else, and, you know, times are pretty tough at the moment with COVID and businesses dying all over the place, we're still recovering from that. No one wants to give $8 to something that they've already always had for free. To then be told that you'll be treated like spam,
It's a kick in the ass, really.
Didn't bode well for the retaliation that he was gonna get. And that is exactly what happened. So people started to pay the $8 for this app, but were using it for their own amusement, basically, by impersonating other companies or people. Elon himself even fell prey to a little bit of impersonation. H3H3's Ethan Klein set up a parody account. It did say it in the bio and the header as well, that it was a parody account, which is what Elon said it needed to do if it was a parody account. But unfortunately, Ethan suffered a permanent ban for impersonating Elon Musk, and I'm sure we're all...
Well, that's pretty stupid. Like, people have fun, you know? And he even said it was a parody account. He didn't mean no harm by it, obviously.
All so terribly sad about that. Ethan is often talking about how he spends all night on Twitter, and his staff in the podcast are constantly complaining about it. I think it's a good thing with now that insufferable asshole being off Twitter. So I'm happy about it. Now, I just want to talk about how easy it is to impersonate someone who's real on Twitter, even without the verification mark. So this video all kind of combines everything into one, because so many people have been laid off Twitter. 80%.
See, if you remember what I said in the beginning of the video, now he's talking about it. He laid off so many people. So many people.
Of the contractors for Twitter have actually been fired. So this man actually made a video about that. He's not verified, mind you, but he is a comedian, and it very clearly says it in his bio. After he made this video, he actually attached a little tweet at the bottom that read, "Both of these videos were satire, parodies, comedy. It's insane to me how many people thought that they were real, and how many more people wanted them to be real, so they had someone to hate, either me or Elon. Thank you to the 25% that sent me advice or offered help." People don't really look on Twitter, on a lot of social media, but on Twitter in particular, for that little blue tick, if someone has it or not, a lot of times people just take their word for whatever they're saying. When we watched the video the first time, I wasn't 100% sure if it was real or fake. I think it's always a good idea to actually just think everything is fake until proven otherwise on the internet, especially on...
So, the internet's kind of like a courthouse, if you get what I mean. Like, everything people say is innocent until proven otherwise. But most people will believe the first thing they see on Twitter, because that's the culture that is Twitter.
On Twitter, because it's generally the case. Now let's talk about another problem that Elon is facing with advertisers, because a bunch of them have pulled out. Balenciaga, General Motors, a few other companies. They're big advertisers on Twitter. They bring in a lot of revenue for the app, and they have left because they were worried about hate speech and misinformation being, you know, kind of them being advertised next to hate speech or racism or misinformation, you know, and they were really right to be worried and to leave, because in the first 12 hours of Elon taking over, just a single word tweet of the N-word was retweeted more than 700 times. It got over 5,000 likes, and it stayed up for over 16 hours because he had already fired most of the moderation team. because he wants to bring back free speech, remember? I don't think this is what he had intended, but he seems very out of touch with what real people are like, you know. They want to make fun. Some people want to hurt people. Some people want to make people feel good, sure. But there is all types of people in the world. And you're running an app that is an international, worldwide app where people can be little keyboard warriors, or they can be trolls and just go home and turn off and write the most horrible things. And that's not really who they are, but they can do that because why not? One company in particular...
I have to agree with him on that. That's what most people do. Sometimes I feel like doing stuff like that, but I guess I don't, because as someone who cares what people say and cares about how I'm treated, I wouldn't do that to someone else. And having those moderated teams there helps people like myself to stop getting hate speech. So as someone who is that type of person, I don't like what Elon Musk did there. I don't like how he took so much of that away, because it doesn't give people like me a chance to express good things without getting bad things expressed back. I have to agree.
Suffered amazingly, actually. Eli Lilly, it's a pharmaceutical giant that sells insulin, basically, for an exorbitant amount, and still claims that it is affordable. And a lot of people don't like this company just for that reason, because it has millions and billions of dollars, and it is always overpricing insulin for people with diabetes. So a very clever troll impersonated the Eli Lilly and company with the nice blue tick. And the tweet read, "We are excited to announce insulin is free now." And that caused a massive drop in the Eli Lilly share prices from 345 down 23 points. So enormous, cost millions of dollars. So really clever one there. So why is Twitter dying? It's losing money. It's hemorrhaging money. $1.5 billion a year in the minus. $4 million a day. Without the ad revenue, without the $8 tick being paid for, I have no idea how Elon's going to bring this one back. But it's...
He should have just left it. Bloody hell.
Gonna be interesting to see what a genius can do. That, like, because
But is he a genius, or does he pay people to be genius?
I'm out of ideas.
Same,
Elon,
buddy,
don't come to
same.
me, because I can't think of shit right now. All right. So, in essence, having famous people pay for their status to be famous with a blue tick next to their name, and having normal people paying for a blue tick to seem a bit more famous, didn't work for Twitter this time. And it's been a kind of interesting experiment to see. And it's interesting to think that Elon come up with this plan thinking that, first of all, it was $20. He thought everyone would be happy to pay $20 for Twitter. You are fucking dreaming. That app is not worth a cent right now. Famous people aren't even prepared to pay $8. The only reason famous people paid $8 to begin with was to protect their identity. And that is something that Twitter should have been doing, but he'd already fired everybody. So they couldn't do that. He couldn't get the normal people to pay $8 because they could use another app for free. This is why Twitter's dying and becoming this enormous meme. And we unfortunately know all good memes come to an end. So, I've been your host,
Alright guys, so that was StaffyKtv. If you enjoyed what you've seen there and you enjoyed my reaction, go and subscribe to him. I'll put his channel in the description below. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. So that's sort of what StaffyKtv does. He reacts to things that obviously need to be reacted to show people what's going on with social media and others alike. So thank you for watching. Subscribe now. and I'll see you in the next video. Merch, description below. Bye.